yesterday that there's nothing like a broad-based government. And when I said those words, I saw some people on Twitter tagging me saying, oh, but Sifuna, you signed a document, including somebody who's calling themselves a presidential candidate. And I just want to tell Kenyans. You mind naming that? He knows himself. There's somebody running around Western Kenya calling himself a presidential candidate. And I am happy that everybody who has declared that they are running for president is being examined on his past, his conduct, his words, and so on and so forth. But this one has no history. So I just want to encourage Kenyans to encourage that presidential candidate to read, to develop a culture of reading. So this MOU, I've brought you a copy of this MOU because it has been 2 months since this document was signed, and a lot of things have been said about what this document is and what it is not. This document does not establish a government. In fact, the first time that the president used these words called broad-based was way back in July. The first time members of ODM joined government was way back in July. It was not pursuant to this document. You know? So there is no government called broad-based government. The government in power is a Kenya Kwanza government led by President Uhuru Kenyatta, not Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto. So when you speak about this thing called broad-based, me personally, I don't consider the government of Kenya Kwanza a broad-based government. It is the President Ruto's government. So there are a few things I wanted to address, Trevor. As I've told you, this document did not form a government. Number two, Sifuna did not sign this document. Sifuna did not sign this document. If you look at the signature page of this document, it has two names. President William Ruto and the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Because I know this document inside out, I was there when it was being prepared. We were very tempted, Trevor. One of the provisions of this document, on page 1, it says that this is not a coalition document. This document does not form a coalition between UDA and ODM. I was very tempted to include something that I see. Sometimes when you download a document online, you will see a watermark is put there saying, this is not a receipt. I wanted to put that watermark on every page to say, this is not a coalition agreement. Because as I spoke at KICC, I knew that we were getting ourselves into a perception war, that sometimes people are not interested in the details. But if you read this document and what it provides, it does not establish a government. Government was established in August during the elections in 2022, and the president himself has confirmed to the country that pursuant to, after what happened in June with the protest, he reached out to Raila Odinga to help stabilize his government for the intervening period. And these are things that are there and they are clear. Number two, I saw a report from the Standard attributing certain things to this MOU. This MOU is not what gave Raila influence in this country. Raila Odinga has been a presidential candidate by many accounts. He has won some of those elections. He's a leader of the opposition. He has been in politics for a long time. He has had influence across the country for all these years, and across Africa. He's a very well-respected statesman. It was not pursuant to this MOU that Raila now has influence. This MOU is not what made Dr. Oburu Odinga the senator for Siaya. The senator for Siaya was determined in the elections in 2022. Forget what the Standard is claiming. This MOU is not what made Winnie Odinga the Yala member of parliament. By the time we were going to elect Yala members of parliament, it was way back in 2022, 2023. This MOU did not exist. And Trevor, that is why we continue to plead with people. Let us develop a culture of knowing things before we speak about them. As I have said in public, my job really is to make sure that we stay the course. So for as long as this MOU did not establish a government, I am not in that government. I am not in that government. So I respectfully disagree with the sentiments that Oburu expressed there. And I have had occasion, because he's a colleague in the Senate, to sit down with him and understand. Even him, if you see that clip that you played, he was accusing Orengo of anger, but he was speaking with anger. So I asked him, what was the problem? And he explained to me that there were some issues. I think there was a meeting that Orengo attended in Bondo, and he said certain things that infuriated Oburu. And we have sat down as a leadership of the party to be able to resolve those issues, because it creates a lot of confusion, especially to us, the younger members of the party, when senior officials of the party fight in public. Called broad-based. There is a government of Kenya Kwanza under the leadership of President William Ruto. Every cabinet secretary who serves in that government serves the Kenya Kwanza government. And I want to join what Senator Khalwale has said. Some of these individuals who joined government recently think they are there to represent their ethnic communities. That every time a cabinet secretary stands up, he tells you how much the Ministry of Energy has allocated to power projects in Nyanza. So the rest of us lawyers are sitting there wondering, Allah, so who is going to speak about the projects in Bungoma? Who is going to speak about the projects? Honorable Speaker, I have said on this floor that as a Senate, as a Parliament, it is the responsibility of all of us, irrespective of our political parties, to oversight the national governments and the county governments. Honorable Speaker, if there is a problem with the CS, that CS must account to Parliament as an institution, not even to their political parties or this thing monster they are calling broad-based. It doesn't exist in my view. So, Honorable Speaker, yesterday I saw at night, just before the game between Inter Milan and Barcelona began, I saw the CS of Treasury on Citizen TV. He has time to appear before Citizen TV, but he has no time to appear before this House. I refused to watch that interview and switch to the football match because I was expecting him here. The conversations that are important to me from that CS are the ones that happen here. Speaker, we have said, when I used to be in the SBC, that the CSs must write in good time to tell the House that they will not be showing up. If a CS insists on writing on the day before, that is absolute contempt, and they must be called out. Honorable Khalwale, trust me, for as long as I remain the Senator of Nairobi, for as long as I remain a senator in this House, and the oath that I took there on the first day that I came to this House, there is not going to be a minister that we are going to, protect or babysit or cover up. It doesn't matter whether they come from ODM or from wherever. They are there to serve the public, and we will call them out, Honorable Speaker, as we have always done. So, Honorable John Mbadi, I will call him by his name, must know that as a House we are unhappy that he has time to attend rallies where he explains how much money Luos are going to get from this government, and he has time to go to Citizen TV to tell us lies about economic growth. When you read the newspapers today, data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, Honorable Speaker, is saying that the economy has done the worst since COVID, that we have lost jobs, that salaries and wages have shrunk because of the taxation that has been imposed by this government. Then you go on Citizen pontificating there about the work that you are doing. Honorable Speaker, we will call out these cabinet secretaries without fear. Mimi siogopi mutu. We will say these things publicly because that is what we swore to do.